Thank you. Please remain standing. Well, it is fun to be here. You know, this brings back so many cool memories. The last time I was here, the governor of Minnesota come down here and presented me with the key to the 24-hour fitness. So, I thought that was pretty cool, but it's kind of it's a cool anniversary for me tonight. This is a double anniversary. This is my 27th year in the comedy business. And thank you. Remain seated. And it's my 5th year being funny, so I'm excited about both of them, all right? They're both really cool, so we're gonna enjoy it. I guess I gotta do this before I go any further, I suppose. Get her done. Get her done. That's been around a long time. I remember the first thing I ever sold that had Get Her Done on it was in Florida. Get Her Done condoms. There was 3 sizes: get her, and get her done. All right, that was it. But they say get her done everywhere. That's pretty awesome. I remember, this is how they say get her done in China. Not kidding. This is how they say get her done in Nairobi. I ain't kidding, Google it, all right? Google it, I ain't kidding with you. That's how they do it. Been a crazy week for me this week. My grandma's on medical marijuana, and she broke her hip the other day. She tripped playing hacky sack. I'm like, Grandma, you smoke too much pot. She goes, how do you know how much pot I smoke? I said, 'cause Meals on Wheels been by your house 8 times today. All right, that's what. I wanted to take my wife on vacation down there to Cabo San Lucas, down there in New Mexico, wherever the hell it is, and I'm scared of that damn Zika virus, that mosquito deal. Now they say it spreads sexually. What the hell? How drunk you gotta be to take a mosquito home with you? All right, daggone. Kidding with you. How you get their little legs apart? That's what I don't know about the whole thing. You'll bust them, they're little. I knew they were pests, now they're horrors. You believe that? I can't even believe it. It's ridiculous. Might want to keep a buddy of mine in your prayers. He was supposed to be here tonight, but he got bit yesterday by a brown recluse. So, not the spider, the Puerto Rican neighbor that rarely comes out of his house. All right, it's weird. Just kind of come out, bit him on the shoulder, and hauled ass back in. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with Carlos? He's normally pretty reclusive, that fella right there. I don't get that. Don't you hate it when somebody says that you look exactly like so-and-so? Every time you see him, boy, you look just like so-and-so. Then you finally meet so-and-so. Ugliest sumbitch you ever seen in your entire life. You're like, dadgum, I look exactly like that idiot. Makes me madder than Ronnie Millsap in a corn maze. I tell you what, it's irritating. That happened to me last week. This made me madder than a hunchback in a hailstorm. I go out to hailstorm. I go out there's a hunchback in a hailstorm. So I go out to eat at this diner. I'm starving, and the waitress come over. She says, what do you want to eat? I said, what's wrong? She goes, you look just like the cook. I go, get the hell out of here. She goes, no, you could be his twin brother. I ain't kidding with you. Well, let me see him. He comes out, what the hell? Ugliest mongoloid I ever seen in my entire life. I ain't kidding with you. You should have seen, looked like they've been cleaning a grill with his face for 10 years, all right? Biggest head I ever seen. You ought to seen his head. His driver's license was an eyebrow. I ain't making that up. It's unbelievable. And I looked identical to him. It pissed me off. Just with a littler head. She's like, what do you want to eat? It's on the house. I lost my appetite, all right? Maybe some eggs with some arsenic in it be good about right now. Pissed me off. This irritated me too the other day. Made me madder than a fat guy in a porta potty with little arms trying to wipe his ass crack. I tell you what. So I go to PetSmart to get some dog food for my dog, and I buy the dog food, and then the girl goes, "You want to give an extra $20 to help feed the starving animals?" What the hell you think I'm doing now, all right? What, am I sprinkling this on my cornflakes or something? What a bunch of idiots. She goes, "You look familiar." I go, "I'm a comedian." She goes, "No, that ain't it." She goes, "You're that cook up at the diner I seen last week at the..." Heck of a week. I come back from Las Vegas. I stayed at the Bellagio Hotel. You ever stayed at the Bellagio Hotel out there? Yeah, here's what I hate about them fancy hotels. I hate the toilets. They got them newfangled environmental toilets that flush right when you stand up. You ever see them? I go in there, do my business, stand up, gone. Pissed me off. Didn't have time to take a picture, nothing. All right? There I'm sitting on a world record, now I can't get no proof on the daggone thing. I mean, seriously, technology's screwing me out of everything. The maid embarrassed me. She walked in on me naked at 3 o'clock in the morning. What the hell's a maid doing on an elevator at 3 o'clock in the morning? All right, seriously. Yeah. Every time I go to Las Vegas, there's always a buddy of mine. You going to Las Vegas? Yeah, why? Hey, here's $300. Gamble it for me. All right. Call me up 2 days later. How am I doing? You lost everything. All right, I apologize. How are you doing? I'm up $300. I'm doing all right out here. It's yours. Tell you what, I'll be here another 2 days. Send me $1,000. I'll gamble it for you. Not a good gambler. My wife's pretty good at crap. She wins a lot of the time because she plays topless and nobody's ever looking at the dice. Oh, this'll piss you off. This is what America's come to now. Did you know this? You can actually now get kicked out of a casino for pooping on a craps table. Man, we're losing a lot of freedoms in this country. It's decadent out there in Las Vegas. First time I was there in 1991, I was getting something to eat at 7-Eleven. I leave, some girl pick me up out of nowhere, go to the room, she get all naked on me, turn the lights out. I'm like, whoa, what the hell? Need to be safe. I grab me a condom there. It's one of them fancy ones, lubricated on the inside. Some bitch barely fit me. Turns out I put on a Slim Jim wrapper. What the hell? 9 months later, she gave birth to a little Smokey. Wah, 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 wah. They say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Not no more. What happens in Vegas goes right to the iPhone, sent straight to the internet, to YouTube for slow motion instant replay, your stupid self. Better come home. Hey, honey, how was Vegas? It sucked. I didn't get to do nothing. What do you mean didn't do nothing? I didn't do nothing. I stayed in my hotel room the whole time. You didn't do nothing. No, why? You're on the internet right now pooping on a craps table. All right, book it. Cell phone's gonna ruin everybody's lives. I'm sick of cell phones. Everybody got daggum cell phone. They got them in prison now. Did you know that? Prisoners got cell phones. Did you know that? Yeah, you know how they get them in there? They smuggle them in there by shoving them up their hind end. Yeah. You think you got shitty reception? Oh. Hey, bend over. Can you hear me now? What'd he say? Something about Thursday. It's irritating. Everybody got a cell phone. I got a little midget buddy. Everywhere he goes, he does selfies on a stick. You ever seen that? He always walk around. I'm gonna take a selfie. Let me ask you something. If a midget takes a selfie, would that actually be an elfie? And that's why I'm going second right there. All right, that's why. That's the material right there. Here's the thing that's irritating too. A lot of people fellers take pictures of their private parts and send it to their girlfriends or their wives. That's stupid. That's going to wind up on the internet because it goes up into cyberspace in a million wiener pieces and people grab them wiener pieces. Put it on the internet. Somebody actually released a naked picture of me on the internet last year. And the weird thing was, though, it come from one of them overhead traffic cameras. Hey. I must have been on a late night Arby's run or something. I ain't sure what the hell's going on. A lot of drinking going on in Vegas. I'm not a big drinker. I think drunkest I've been my whole life was Cinco de Mayo last year, August 16th. And I tell you what, one thing I don't do, though, is drink and drive very well. I've never done that well my whole life. You don't want to get caught drinking and driving. You a celebrity, you make the news. I remember the cake boss, Buddy Velasco, got a DUI. Can you imagine the cake boss in jail? I wonder if he took it in the bunt. Took it in a bunt. Start the bus. I had a buddy of mine retiring from the military. We took him to Las Vegas. He got hammered one night and picked up a redhead transvestite, and I tried to stop him. I'm like, don't do it. You don't know what you... Too late, he done it. Next morning, I see him hunched out there on the bench. I'm like, hey, how'd that work out for you last night? He said, it was weird. Not only did the drapes match the carpet, but I think I seen a curtain rod in there. I loved the military. I was in Fort Benning, Georgia.